So I'm going to show how to make this top. This is how it looks in the back. And I'm making also in blue. I haven't finished it yet. Yeah, this is also how it looks. Just need to finish the back of it. We need to take few measurements. One of them is below the breasts, how wide we want our cup to be, as I'm showing. Another one is on the side of the breast, how tall we want our cup to be, like this. So to show you how to make this top, I'm gonna use this kind of yarn. It's for 3 size hook, but I'm gonna use 3.5mm hook. And when I originally made that top, I was making it with this kind of yarn. And it takes me for size S about 100 grams of yarn to make it. So first we're gonna start with our cups. We're gonna do these double crochet rows. And depending on the size, it can be more or less of them. It will be few rows of increase, and I will show you how I make this cup now. So when I have my yarn on my hook, I start to chain. I chain 30 for my size. So again, I'm making size S, and this chain for me turns out to be 12 centimeters. And since we are working our cups from up down, this measurement is how much you want to cover above your chest. So, and as we will go down, the last row should be that measurement that we took below our chest. So for me it was 23 centimeters. So when we have our chains, we need to double crochet into the third chain from the hook. So for me it's 1, 2, 3, yarn over, go into the chain, pull through, and do normal double crochet. Then double crochet into the second chain or the next chain, so I started to double crochet into my chains, and we're actually going to increase in this row already. And how we do that is we need to do a bit of calculations. So first I had 30 chains. I skipped 2 in the beginning, which leaves me with 28 free chains to double crochet into. So 28 and make it in a half, so for me it's 14. So in the 14th chain that I'm going to double crochet, in that chain I'm going to make an increase. So now how many did I do already? So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I reached the chain number 14. And again, how we determine in which chain we need to increase is initially how many chains we made for our size minus 2, and then split it in half, and that is the number in the chain that you need to increase to in. So I go into my 14th chain, double crochet, then to increase I chain 1 and go into the same chain that I just double crocheted into. So this increase will have 1 double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet. This is the way we are going to increase during this project. And then the rest of the row I just double crochet until the end. So I finished my first row, and actually what I'm gonna do is mark where I did the increase. So it was right here where I chained. Then to start another row, we chain 3, flip the work, and then double crochet into every single one until we reach the increase. So above every single double crochet from previous row, we double crochet above of it. So I reached my stitch marker, or the place where we increased in the previous row, and I'm going to increase again in that chain 1 space from previous row. To increase again, what we do is 1 double crochet into that chain 1 space, chain 1, and double crochet again into the same space. So yes, it's the increase of the second row. Going to stitch again and double crochet until the end. So I completed my second row. I'm gonna do the same thing as previously, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn my work, and double crochet above every single double crochet of the previous row until I reach our increase. So I reached my stitch marker and I'm going to increase again. Double crochet in a chain 1 space, chain 1, and again double crochet into the same space. So this is going to be my last increase. I did 3 increases, 1, 2, 3. As I said, I'm making size S, so I don't need more, but if you have a bigger size, please increase in few more rows. Yeah, and I'm gonna double crochet as normal until the end of this row. So I reached the end of this row. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn my work, and from now on I'm gonna have no increases, just normal double crochet rows, and I will do this until I reach the measurement that I made vertically, this measurement. Yes. So yes, just normal double crochet rows, no increases. So I ended up doing 9 non-increase rows, and now I have now it's about 12 centimeters, which is the measurement that I took in the beginning, vertically on the side. So when you have the size of the cup that is covering your breast how you want, in the end we chain 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your cup sideways, so like this, and we're gonna work along this edge. So yarn over, skip the first row of double crochets, go into the next one, double crochet here, then chain 2, go into the second row here, so now we have like these kind of squares here, here and here. Now chain 2, again with double crochet, go to the next row, two chains, so yes, along this side we just chain 2, double crochet in one row, then chain 2 again until we reach the end. So I reached the end. This is how it looks like. Now we're gonna turn it sideways again, and now we have to measure a bit on ourselves, but how we're gonna do it is, first I would recommend chain 25. So I'm gonna chain 25 now. So I have 25 chains. If your size bigger, maybe 30. And what we're gonna do, just temporarily, we're gonna slip stitch into this side. So it will look like this. Find the corner, slip stitch, pull, and now what you're gonna do is try this on. I'll show here how. So this is the cup that we made. These are those 25 chains, and how we're gonna try it on is pull our arm through it like it's a purse, and then hold it here. So this is that measurement that we made, and pull the other edge to the center. I can see that it's very tight here, so I have to make more chains, and yeah, like it goes too much in my armpit, and I want it a bit lower because now it's like not below my breast. So I'm gonna make more than 25, maybe like 35, so it goes down more. But if you made more chains or less and it's like hanging on you, you should decrease the number of chains. So yes, 25 chains is too little for me. I'm gonna untie this slip stitch. Yeah, and gonna make maybe 10 more or 5 more, I think. So it's 30. So yeah, I have 30 chains here. It's important now to remember how many chains you made here. And what I'm gonna do is chain one more, and mark it where that 30th stitch was. So it was right here. Well, you don't have to mark it if you want to. You can always just recount. What we're gonna do now is chain more, and now basically it doesn't matter how many chains you make, it just has to be a long chain so we can tie it in the back. So I will chain many chains and tell you how long I have. So I finished my chain. It's the length of from the stitch marker until it's about 45 centimeters. So what we're gonna do now is single crochet into every single chain until our stitch marker. So go to the second chain from the loop or from the hook and single crochet. So I reached the stitch marker. Now we have to chain again and chain the amount of chains that we had right here before we started single crochet chain. So that's why you have to remember how much you did at first. I did 30, so I'm gonna chain 30 again. So yes, these chains are equal, and since I'm done with my 30 chains, now I'm going to attach to the other edge right here, to the other corner. So pull through, single crochet, and I'm just gonna single crochet across this edge. I will do 2 single crochets per 1 double crochet row. So here I have 1, I will make another one, the other row, and I'm gonna do 2 single crochets here, 1, 2, here 2 single crochets as well, 1, 2, so I reached the end, and we're done with our first cup. To end it, just chain 1, and with scissors pull through, we're all done with the first cup. It looks like this. Now we have to make the second one exactly the same way. So I have finished both of the cups, and now we're going to attach both of them to each other. And so I have my yarn and a hook going to one of the corners. Yep. Pulling the yarn and attaching it. Pull through, chain 1, and then chain 3 or chain 2. So in total we have 3. And we are going to double crochet along this edge connecting to the second cup. Just double crocheting into every single row. So I had double crocheted across this edge. Now we reached this chain 2 space. So I'm going to make 2 double crochets here. 1 and 2. And now we're connecting to our second cup. We have to just double crochet into this space. So yarn over, going to this space, and doing normal double crochet. And the second one here. And these 2 cups are attached now. For the rest of this row, we're just gonna double crochet across this edge until the end. So I finished the row of connecting 2 of the cups. Now I'm gonna flip the work. I chained 3, and we're gonna start our pattern. So in the second space from chain 3, we're gonna do first 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, 3 more double crochets in the same spot. Yes. 2, 3. It looks like this. Now we're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then count from the space. So we have skip 1, 2, in the third one do single crochet, and we need to do 12 in total of single crochet. So this was 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Now we have to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the third space. So 1, 2, 3, go in, and again 3 double crochets, chain 2, again 3 double crochets like we did here. So 1 double crochet, second one, third one, 2 chains, 1, 2, more 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna repeat what we did here. So skip 2, and into the third do single crochet, and then 12 single crochets in a row. So it was 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
and now we're gonna do the same kind of pattern until the end, until here. So I finished the first row of this pattern, and in the end I just single crocheted into the last stitch, and then I chained 3. Now I'm gonna turn my work, and into this space here from previous row I'm gonna put 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 more double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, 1, 2, and 3 more double crochets here. 1, 2, 3. Now 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's look at this line of single crochets from previous row, and we're gonna single crochet again, but out of these 12 we're gonna skip first single crochet and the last one, so just 10 single crochets. After we have 5 chains, we skip first single crochet space, go into the second, and here 1 single crochet, go to the next one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now again 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again we reached this part, and again going to do into this space 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 more double crochets. So I'm finishing my row. I did these 3 double crochets, and what I'm gonna do is make a double crochet in the last stitch of previous row. So I found this and go on top of it, and do a double crochet. Now it looks like that. What we're gonna do now is chain 5, 1, 2, 3, or 3, I mean, flip the work, and I'm basically going to explain how we're gonna do this pattern all the way through. So when we are starting our row, we're starting with 3 chains, then as usual into this space right here we have to do 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 more double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And to continue this row, we have to remember how many chains we did right here in previous row. So as you might remember, we did 5 here, and previously we did 3. So every time as we're going up, we're going to add 2. So now we had 5 in previous row, now we have to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the next row, when we finish this one, we're gonna chain 7 plus 2, so 9, and all the way up. Next, what we're gonna do is look at these single crochets, skip the first one and the last one. So let's do that, and it's like that in every single row until we have only 1 single crochet left. So now skipping 1 and going into the second one and doing the single crochet. 1, the math is in these chains, as we're going up by rows, we are adding 2, and in these single crochets we are decreasing 2. So it goes like this until here it's only 1 single crochet left. So now again 7 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this space, 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Okay, so we're going to continue until the end of this row. Here what I would do next is, again, chain 7, single crochet into these, skipping the first and the last, again 7 chains, do that cluster here and until the end. So yeah, for you do this kind of row for as long as you want, or until you have here only one single crochet left. I'll return when I have all of my rows of this pattern. So when we have finished with our pattern, we're gonna continue with straight rows. To do that, first we have to count how many stitches there are from this middle part of our pattern that we had done. So from this stitch until the next one. So from this to this. For me it was 19 stitches, and also count from this middle until this middle how many stitches, and from this middle until this middle. So what we're gonna do now is three chains, flip the work, two more, and single crochet into the middle. This is the start of a straight row. Now, since I said I counted 18 stitches from one middle until another, now we're gonna make 18 chains. When I have 18 stitches, I'm gonna connect to another middle. So they're gonna be connected like this, and single crochet into the middle. Again, 18 stitches. When we have 18 stitches, find another middle, which is this one, and single crochet into the top. So now we're gonna continue until the end. 18 chains, connect with a single crochet to the top, 18 stitches again, connect to the top with a, in the end of the row we're gonna chain 5, and single crochet into the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So first straight row is done. What we're gonna do now is chain 3, flip the work, and for the rest of the row or few rows, we're gonna double crochet in every single stitch. So now we're gonna double crochet in every single chain in every single crochet. So this is the first chain. We're gonna double crochet into it, then to the second chain, in the end of the row, after double crocheting into the last single crochet, we're gonna double crochet in the last 2 chains. Now chain 3, flip the work. Now we're gonna double crochet above every single double crochet we made before. In the end of the row, we chain 3, flip the work, and going to do the same kind of row again. We can do as many rows as we can depending on how long we want our top to be. I'm going to have 2 or 3 more rows like this of double crochets. After doing 3 rows of double crochets, we're gonna chain 1, turn work to the side, and work single crochets until the marker. In one double crochet space, I'm gonna make 2 single crochets. So 1, 2, 1, 2, in every space across this pattern, I'm gonna make 2 single crochets in every hole. And here until the marker, I'm gonna make also 2 single crochets in every row. So now in the end, when we reach the marker, we're gonna chain 3, flip the work, and double crochet until the end, and we're gonna make by the end of the row 3 chains, flip the work, again do the same kind of row of double crochets, so we're going to continue this kind of row of double crochets until we can combine with the other end of the shirt and it wraps around our body. So I made many rows of double crochets to cover my bag, and now we're gonna connect with the other side by single crocheting. So insert the hook, find the edge of the other side and single crochet into it. As before, in every row with double crochets, so right here it's 2 single crochets in each across the edge, 3 in each of these bigger spaces, and we're gonna single crochet until the stitch marker.